Here are all the intercompany crossovers I have in my collection. This is the very first, where Marvel's Spider-Man met DC's Superman. Actually, Marvel and DC had co-published a Wizard of Oz special the year before, but this was the first crossover between the two superhero universes. This was a huge deal at the time. I remember the day I got this book. I was 8 years old and had 2 teeth taken out under general anaesthetic. Under the effect of the gas, I said that my dad was Superman and my sister was Spider-Man. I believe my parents bought this book in Aberdare Woolworths. This was the third DC Marvel crossover. It took me several years to get hold of a copy of this one. This is a British reprint of the second crossover. The cover art was recoloured with a limited palette and printed on card. It was also smaller than the American edition. Onto the regular sized issues, in alphabetic order more or less. All Access was a mini-series connected to the Marvel Comics vs DC series. Access was a character who could travel between the two universes. This was his second miniseries. Batman Aliens was a crossover between DC's Batman and the Dark Horse series based on the Aliens films. Covers by Bernie Wrightson. One shot by John Byrne. The two Daredevil Batman crossovers. Batman also met the Darkness from Top Cow Comics. Batman crossed over with Dark Horse's Grendel 4 times, all by Matt Wagner. DC's Batman and Starman met Dark Horse's Hellboy in this miniseries. I can't remember how I ended up with 2 versions of the Batman Hulk crossover. Batman met Judge Dredd from 2000 AD a few times. Predator is another film franchise that appeared in Dark Horse Comics. There were 3 Batman Predator miniseries. Batman met Spawn from Image Comics twice. There were 2 Batman Spider-Man crossovers. The Batman Tarzan miniseries. This is an oddity. It has no story, just a collection of splash pages featuring Marvel characters fighting characters from Malibu's Ultraverse. This was the second Dream Team book. I don't have the first one. Catwoman and Vampirella from Harris Comics. Two Kirby characters met in this one-shot by John Byrne. Deathmate was a miniseries which featured characters from Valiant and Image Comics. Batgirl met Ghost from Comics Greatest World in this miniseries. Two Superman analogues, Marvel's Gladiator and Image Comics Supreme. Oh look, there's another pile. Glory from Awesome Comics and Warrior Nun Ariala from Antarctic Press. The Green Lantern Aliens miniseries. Green Lantern Silver Surfer. This miniseries was the ultimate crossover really, the long-awaited Justice League Avengers series by Busiek and Perez. JLA vs Predator. JLA and the Wildcats from Image Comics. JLA and Witchblade from Top Cow. Magnus and Nexus in a Valiant Dark Horse 2-issue crossover. Another Marvel Ultraverse crossover. Marvel had bought Malibu at this point. Nightman from the Ultraverse and X-Men's Gambit 3-issue miniseries. Overkill starred Top Cow's Witchblade and the Darkness and Dark Horse's Aliens and Predator, but was published by Image Comics for some reason. Another Marvel Ultraverse crossover, and another, and another. Backlash from Image Comics and Spidey, 2 issues. Another Image character meets Spidey. On to Superman. He met the aliens in 2 miniseries. Gen 13 were the Wildstorm team who met Superman in this miniseries. Superman and the Hulk with art by Steve Rude. Superman met Dark Horse's Madman in this miniseries. One more pile. Superman encountered a predator in this miniseries. Savage Dragon from Image Comics. Silver Surfer. Superman Terminator miniseries. Nice covers by Steve Pugh. Three issues starring the Avengers and Ultra Force. Two issues starring Spider-Man and Ultra Force. One of the earliest Marvel DC crossovers with art by Simonson. Now we come to the Amalgam Comics, which featured characters who were hybrids of characters from DC and Marvel. These came out of the Marvel Comics vs. DC miniseries. And finally, here's the DC vs. Marvel series, also called Marvel Comics vs. DC.